In this video, I'm going to talk about the use of a constructor, what it is, and why you might use it, and more importantly, how it makes your life easy. So in this program, I have a song class, like we've seen before, that consists of three things: a title, artist, and a duration of the song. And normally we have setters, so a set title, set artist, set duration, and then I have getters: get title, get artist, get duration. So it's nothing uh, different than what we've seen. And then I have a driver that is actually going to create a couple songs. Song 1, Song 2, and I got Earth, Wind, Fire and Leonard Skinner. And so if I run it, everything prints out. Okay, no big deal. Um, so what I did here, and what you've done in the past, is create a song and then call the three setters to set the information for each object. There's actually a special method. It's technically not a method, but it's pretty much like a method that allows you to actually create an object and assign variables when you create it. It's called a constructor, and basically it's the same. It's a method of the same name as the class, so song, and I can actually give it some parameters. I can say string title, string artist, and int duration. And basically when I run this, I can do everything a setter does all in one shot. And constructor song. And so basically I can say my title equals new string title. My artist equals new string artist. My duration equals duration. I didn't need new here because duration is an integer. Um, you'll notice I also use this my notation. So my means the variables for that song belonging to the song, so I don't get confused with title equals title. So it's just a nice little way to clarify what are the variables for the class versus what are the parameters. At any rate, this is a constructor. And it's technically not a method because there's no return value, as you see here. Okay, it doesn't take one. But what I can do is when I create a song, when I use new, and I'll show you how it works, I can actually create it and at the same time set all the information up at once. So here's a constructor. I'm going to give it a title, an artist, and a duration. So instead of, compile it, should be good. Instead of, in the driver, calling all three of these independently, which you could do, and it might be nice to have those independently if you want to do those independently. I can say song 1 equals new song, and I can just give it the three parameters right here. I can say Saturday night, Earth, Wind, and Fire, and 403 for the number of seconds in the song. So I can bypass these three statements and just do it all in one shot. The key point is that they all have to be in the same order. So what did I say here in the song class? I said title, artist, duration. So I got to make sure it's the same here. Title, artist, duration. So instead of doing these three statements, I can do one, create it at the same time. I compile it. And here we have a problem because I defined a constructor with 3 parameters, and now I'm trying to do it with 0 parameters. So it doesn't like that. So I need to go back because I need to define a 0 argument one. With no parameters. And if I wanted to have a 0 argument constructor, I could just do something like this. Set my title and artist to null, set my duration to 0. Otherwise, if I give it 3 things, run this one. So it will know which constructor run based on the number of parameters I give it. No parameters, run this one. 3 parameters, run this one. Compile that thing, looks good. Compile, and run it. So you can see Earth, Wind, and Fire still works because I used a 3-argument constructor. And now the other one, why did it work? Well, when I ran this constructor, it actually set everything to null, but then right after I did that, I set them to Freebird, Leonard Skinner to 900. For fun, let's get rid of it and see what happens. If I called the 0-argument constructor, which should set things to null and 0, and I didn't do these things, what happens? I get null, null, and 0. So the 0-argument constructor ran. Or I can just use my 3-argument constructor and say Freebird, Leonard, Lynryd, and it's a long song, so I'll do that. So I can use the 3-argument constructor, and it knows which one to use because there's 3 arguments here. That's actually called overloading, and then I can run it, and it should work. So there's a little introduction to why you might use a constructor. It's really nice because it makes the construction of objects really easy. Basically, I'm doing everything a setter does all in one shot. I don't need to call them independently. These might be nice to have if you want to do things one at a time, if you want to reset just a title, just an artist, just a duration. But on the creation of an object, when you want to create them with the new statement, this is nice to have. And all you got to do to run it or call the constructor is say new song and give it 3 parameters, and you're good to go. So that's an introduction to constructors in Java.